June 3rd, 2023. If it's 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, it's time for This Week in Waukesha. I'm your host, Downtown Donnie Brown, coming to you live and local from the office of former Alderman Don Paul Brown, also known as the Walk Radio Studios here in the old NAMI building on 217 Wisconsin Avenue, right around the corner from Theodore Youmans Park, where we are proud to honor our suffragette heritage here in the Shaw. And right around the other corner from us is another Waukesha landmark, established in 1896 and was the 16th Andrew Carnegie, or is it Carnegie, funded institution in Wisconsin in 1903. Since then, there's been 5 additions and renovations that followed. And with the most recent ones in 1988, 2005, 2010. And I thought there was one recently when I was alderman. Yeah, so 2019, 2020, I believe. I'm talking, of course, about one of the great jewels of our fair city, our Waukesha Public Libraries. And here to tell us more from their engagement team are Kelli, Cramer, and Paula Mason. Welcome, and thank you for all that you do for our libraries.
Thanks for having us,
thank
Don.
you.
Great. How are we doing this morning? Well, we'll just jump right to the chase. Paula had a little bit of an adventure getting here.
This is true.
Tell us.
So Kelli,
And it's happened to everybody, so
right?
You're not alone.
Yeah, so it's a good way to start off the conversation. Kelli and I usually are not the first ones into the building. And today I just needed my water. I have a little tickle in my throat. So I thought I'd run in the building and grab it. And little did I know I would set off the security alarm to the library. So a few phone calls later, and our manager, who's on for the day, he came in too and helped. So we are good to go. The library is properly secured at the moment.
Love it. Well, and that makes us, because that's one of our most valuable assets. So
this is true.
Great. And like I said, you haven't been alone. I used to manage restaurants. In fact, Kelli and I figured out that we both lived in Evanston, Illinois during the 90s. And I was managing restaurants there. And there were a couple of times where the alarm went off and the police would come and, my hands would be up in the air. And they'd kind of figure out right away that I worked there and just press the wrong number or something.
Just on again.
Just on again. So you are not alone, Paula. But we're here this morning, I know, to talk primarily about your summer reading program, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a win-win, exciting program for all ages. Your entire family can join the summer reading program. We have programs
for kids of all ages.
Yes.
Fantastic.
There's a program for babies.
Good.
There's a program
cool.
for kids. There's
all
a
right.
teen program and an adult program. So
okay. That's terrific. Well, good, because I, like a lot of parents, you worry about these kids getting buried in their video games, and that's certainly a challenge for us, and I'd really love to get them involved. So how do they get involved?
You can register online, go to our website, and there's a link to Beanstack, which is some software that we use to track the reading minutes. But you can also do it the old school way. You can come into the library anytime we're open, and we have a table upstairs that's staffed with volunteers.
Love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you can get a paper reading log and keep track of your minutes that way.
Did I see in the just switching gears for a second? Did I see on the website too? You have a volunteer fair or festival going on at the library.
Do.
When is that?
Yeah, so we have a volunteer fair coming up on June 14th from 11 to 1.
Okay.
And we are going to have over 25 local organizations.
I love it.
Coming to use our space to connect with people who are interested in volunteering. So whether those are adults or teens, they can chat with representatives from various different nonprofits and find a good fit and hopefully sign up on the spot to volunteer for a place here in the area.
It's such a great idea for people if you're retired or you have some. I know some organizations will even pay their employees, 4 to 8 hours, depending on whether to do volunteer service. And so this is a great a must. And it's during your lunchtime too, and so bring a bag lunch, and I don't know if they'll eat in the library, but
So
Oh, good.
Yes, we'll actually
love
have snacks on hand.
That's
and we will have a little raffle. So anybody who's attending can enter the raffle. And all of the prizes are made in our Studio 321 makerspace. So it'll be a fun morning. And instead of searching for volunteer opportunities online, people can go in one fell swoop, talk to a lot of people.
Okay. Well, I know we've got our friend. Have you been to the farmers market since it opened up here?
Not yet.
Oh, it's wonderful. So they don't have watermelon yet, but they've got watermelon. Johnny Watermelon, who we affectionately call Johnny Watermelon, is on the line. Are you there, Johnny?
I am, Don. How
Top
you
of the
doing
morning. Good. Oh, that laugh is contagious. Fantastic.
Yeah, you have a lot of fun with my name, and so do I. I just love being called Johnny Watermelon because it sticks with people, and
Sure
I've been
does.
called that since I was knee-high to a grasshopper.
I love it.
So I'm down at the farmers market. I just want to tell you that the crowds are starting to build here. It's a beautiful summer day, Don.
Good.
Spring
sure
City
is.
Coffee's got a big line in front of it. The bread store's got a big line in
Love
front of it. We're going to line up Sarah, the author, here a little bit later on today.
Good. Okay.
There's a lot of rhubarb, radishes, beans, asparagus. Don, there's just so much good produce starting to come in here. It's a little bit early for some of the fall root stuff, but man, there's a whole table of spinach. So things are just rocking and rolling down here.
And,
how are you guys doing up there?
Good. So, Johnny, say hi to Kelly and Paula from our libraries.
Hi.
Hi, Kelly. Hi,
Johnny.
Paula. How are you?
We're great.
Good.
It's so nice to hear you.
Yeah.
You guys do a fabulous job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Johnny and I went to the
Don
library.
loves your library because
Yeah, I
he
gave
uses
Johnny
it
a
as
tour.
a third office.
Yep. We went over there looking for an essay by Bruce Barton, and unfortunately, you guys didn't have it, but you helped me find the source, and it was a great Christmas time. It's called Another Boy, but that's a story for another time.
Okay.
But Johnny got to see firsthand the magic on a cold December day. So, but it's nothing like that today over at the farmers market, huh, Johnny?
No, it's really beautiful down here. I'm just walking
good.
by a bunch of flowers.
Okay.
My God, are they beautiful? You ladies should come down here and say hi.
Johnny used to
I
deliver.
wish.
Yeah, Johnny used to deliver flowers, and he loved it. Just like
I
seeing the
did.
smiles on people's faces, and
I know. It was
Johnny,
such a kind thing.
I've got one grievance about the farmers, and it's a good thing. Is the mushroom guy, or the mushroom stand? That line is probably going all the way to Brookfield right now. Correct? Is it another long
Well,
line? I just can't get my
not
mushrooms.
quite to Brookfield, but it's
okay.
up by Walgreens. So
There
you
you go,
got to park over at Walgreens to get there. Yeah, so they're very famous. There's people walking around mushrooms already.
Yeah.
There's a line there. Yep.
It's a great vendor.
So hey, I just wanted to touch on one thing.
Sure.
Friday Night Live kicked off last night.
Yes, thank you.
And it was just a fabulous venue, Don. It was a lot of good energy in the air. I got to tell you, we got a great spot via People's Park. They gave us a nice spot right
great.
outside of their building.
Love it.
And their music last night was a company called Stray Voltage.
Oh,
and
cool.
man, were they tight.
Yeah.
I'm telling you
What
what,
was the
dude,
genre?
they did a David Bowie's tune, and it was
cool.
so good. I had to turn my head and go over there and listen. It was, Under Pressure with
Yeah.
David Bowie and
Queen, yeah.
Freddie Mercury.
Oh, cool.
Oh, it was such a great
I wish I
rendition.
could have been there.
They were really good.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
neat.
good. So a lot of people walking around, a lot of fun, a lot of kids. There was the energy level was just very high. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, I love it.
So
Hey, thanks for sharing. And yes, don't forget, Friday Night Live has kicked off last night, and will be going on throughout the summer. So be sure to set your schedules accordingly. And I saw from a Facebook post from Alder Alicia Halvensleben that some cars were towed. So please remember the hours on Main. It's great that downtown is bustling. It's busy. I was at Steamy Cup to get my car at 6:30 in the morning, and the place is already half full. At 6:30 on a Saturday morning. So,
well, it's busy.
But yeah, come check out Friday Night Live. And as a quick note too, John, we last year we broadcasted from Friday Night Live, and we broadcasted from the farmers market. Our parent company, our Civic Media, is doing a major overhaul of our technology, and so they want us to kind of keep things simple this summer. Correct?
Yeah, that's the way we're approaching it. And I think this
but
is working out really
we
good,
still
Don.
have presence. We're engaging with the community. So if you're at Friday Night Live, if you're at the farmers market, go check out Johnny. Tell us what's on your mind. We've got a great offering of shows, including This Week in Waukesha, which is all about the Shaw. And so, we'd love to have different people on as guests, and also we'd love to hear what some of your hot button issues are, and we can certainly make a show about it or give it some attention for the rest of the community.
Just to tag on to that last statement, Don, I'm sorry to talk over you there a little bit, but
I love it when you talk over me.
we had a lot of people. Yeah, everybody does, right? We had a lot of people, and I mean a lot, that have recognized us, are listening to the station, and have really gave us kind of a high five. Keep up the good work. Civic Media and WAUK specifically in Waukesha is just really getting a strong foothold. I just loved all the interaction with all the people last night at the Friday Night Live. So it was fabulous.
That's great. So, Johnny, let's make a plan with Kelly and Paula. We should do a walk radio event at the library or in one of the neighborhoods that will include the library.
Yeah.
So let's put our heads together.
Do that.
So cool. I'll let you get back to the market, Johnny, and we'll look forward to you checking in with Sarah, the author, at about 8:35.
Okay.
Thanks, Johnny. See ya. All right. Hey, so we're back with Kelly and Paula. That's Kelli Cramer and Paula Mason from our Waukesha Public Libraries. Are either of you librarians?
Paula is.
I am,
Fantastic.
yep.
So that's wonderful. And how did you get involved with the libraries, Kelly?
Well, it's a long story.
Hey, we got 2 minutes for the next break.
Let's hear it.
No, I was a professional actor.
Cool.
And then when I had babies, everything changed, and it's a terrible career for a mom. Not for all moms, but for this mom. And so I decided I needed to find something else to do that was more secure and steady. And so I started at the bottom level. I started as a shelver working 10 hours a week, and then I just slowly worked 20 hours a week, and then I became a circulation assistant, and
that's neat.
Then I worked in the technical services department.
Love it.
And now I'm on the community engagement team, and I'm working full-time.
Well, you seem like a great fit for it, especially with your acting background.
Well,
I think that's
thanks.
great.
It comes handy in story time.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned, too, as someone of the theater, too, like I'm looking at your personnel file, or I'm thinking about it, like, you may come across a section that's dedicated to movies or theater, and you maybe get a little lost in there, right? Or they probably encourage that, don't they?
Oh, sure.
Library? So
yeah.
Yeah, what a great job. I think that's neat. And that's,
it's a beautiful job. I'm really grateful.
We forget that, we have, I know we have Carroll University, but we also have another university here, our libraries that have great resources. And so 50 seconds before the break. So when we come back, we're going to have our Carroll Minute, but we have so much more to talk about with Kelly and Paula at our wonderful Waukesha Public Libraries. Special thanks to Bruce Gay, the Director of Libraries, for putting this together. Stick around, much more to talk about as This Week in Waukesha continues on this beautiful Saturday morning.
Down Georgia Street Arcade, where the poor children play, gathering up charity to help them make their day. For me, I was one stay away. The heart is a balloon, shoots up through the stony ground. There's no room, no space to rent in this town. You're out of luck, and the reason that you had to care, the traffic is stuck.
You gonna help me out here, Anastasia?
And you're not moving anywhere. You thought you found a friend to take you out of this place, someone you could lend a hand in return for grace. It's a beautiful day.
It sure is. As we come back here to This Week in Waukesha. Hey, I just got a text from Jared Dable. Thank you. He's like, do you not do the radio shows anymore? We sure do. Again, with this big technology overhaul, there may be some issues with reception on the radio, but please go to download our Civic Media app or check out the Facebook live stream. And you can also go to WAUKradio.com to catch the broadcast. So we are out there, and kudos to our hardworking team at Civic Media. We should be back up. 540 AM I found out was working more effectively than 101.1 FM, which ironically that's the stronger feed in Waukesha. But 540 AM, very powerful. You can hear 540 AM down in where we used to live in Evanston, down in Chicago. It's a really strong. Goes all the way to Northwest Indiana. So apologies for anyone that's used to seeing us on radio. Jared, thanks for that heads up. And Anastasia, our engineer, she'll let our leadership know too to take a look at that. So, but we are here. We are live and local, and you can also check my rebroadcast too at walkradio.com, and really proud to show those off. And I post them on Facebook from time to time as well. So, but Kelli and Paula from Waukesha Library, we are talking about the summer reading program. You said there's also some adult programs in the queue.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, go ahead, Paula.
Take it away, Paula.
Yeah, so we have a really fun variety of programs this summer for adults in our community. We actually kicked off the first program, which is one that you can do outside of the library. It's all about reading. So that's our summer reading program.
Cool.
And it started on June 1st and it goes until August 1st. And actually that's for all ages as well. But adults often, they don't know that they can participate and get prizes. But then, of course, we have tons of in-person programs. So in a few weeks, we're going to be welcoming Mama D's.
I saw that.
So,
yeah.
Yep.
That's a great little shop there.
Absolutely. So if you haven't seen our new community room space, we have just a gorgeous program room with a demo kitchen.
Okay.
So we've welcomed local restaurants. Mama D's is coming on June 20th at 10:30.
Nice.
They're going to show us how to make a delicious made-from-scratch banana chocolate chip muffin and a Hulk smoothie, which is bananas and spinach, if you weren't sure what that referred to.
Love it.
Then in July, we'll be welcoming Rochester Deli, who's going to be putting the deli in Delicious.
Love the deli.
Yep. On July 18th at 6 p.m. These are programs people are going to want to register for because our friends over at Mama D's and Rochester Deli are going to bring a set amount of food to serve people. And then we have a variety of other programs. We have a volunteer fair coming up on June 14th.
That's right. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
Yep.
So fantastic.
Yeah, a book discussion with a representative from the United for Waukesha Resiliency Center. That'll be on June 21st. And that center provides education and resources following the parade tragedy. So we're looking forward to a really meaningful conversation.
Great.
For that.
What's the date on that again?
Yeah, that is June 21st at 10:30.
Okay.
It's a Wednesday.
Okay.
And the book we're featuring is What Happened to You? Conversations on Trauma, Resilience, and Healing by Dr. Bruce Perry and Oprah Winfrey. So it's a bestseller.
Okay. Oh,
it's a really, the book will really grab you. You can listen to it on audiobook or grab a copy at the library. And we're looking forward to this. This is a nice collaboration with their center. And then we're also going to be offering a plant swap, which I know people are excited for.
Nice.
That'll be on July 12th at 6:30. People can come and trade their own homegrown plants and grab other plants that we're going to have from just all sorts of green thumbs.
Sounds great. So, hey, if I could just interrupt for one quick second. And boy, we want to talk about this community engagement because it's really happening. But Anastasia was going to cut in here. She was caught up in this conversation, too. It is time for our Carol Minute. That is the Pilot Fight song you're listening to. So, and just a couple quick announcements. Summer camp series are beginning at Carroll University for the football program. There's youth camps for grades entering 1st through 8th and prospect camps for the high schoolers 9 through 12. You can find more information there at the Carroll website. There's some really exciting new developments in the Carroll football program during the Coach Buda era. I'm talking Coach Mike Budaszewski and his staff. They've compiled back-to-back winning seasons. They recently returned from Germany, where they conducted their spring football season. How cool is that? And I know from some local high school recruits that there is a youthful, optimistic, team-centric culture under Coach Buda and his staff that's really catching fire and really catching a lot of heads from some local talent. Great university. And, this is happening throughout the entire athletic program. Next Saturday, my guest, our women's lacrosse phenom, Clara Jelassic, who's considered the greatest Division III lacrosse player in this region, and her coach, Coach Hodge. They'll be my guest. And their Piles women's lacrosse team completed another glorious season, making it to the conference finals for the second year in a row. And Clara is, she's along with 5 teammates, made all conference honors for Carroll. So very cool. Go Pios. And before we get to the break, if time allows, Paula, what's the library's relationship with Carroll?
Sure. Yeah, we have collaborated with Carroll University on many occasions in the past. So one really great example of that are programs that we've co-hosted with them, and they've actually opened up their Stackner Ballroom.
Love the Stackner Ballroom.
Yeah, it's an awesome space.
We had watched ourselves raise the bar event there.
Oh,
So,
fantastic.
great space.
Yeah, yep. It's a great space. When there are programs that we work with them that are hosted on site there, we just see more students in the audience. We have a chance to connect with the student population much more.
That's fantastic. Sounds great. All right. Well, when we come back from the break, this is our short segment, more on great stuff from our schools, in addition to Carol, as well as Johnny's going to check in from the farmers market, and, of course, more about our libraries. This Week in Waukesha continues. Don't go away.
She sees, she says she wants.
Can you name the artist? Can you, Anastasia?
She wants.
I'm looking at it, but I don't think that's fair, right?
That's right. That's my daughter in the water.
Everything she owns.
This is Rufus Wainwright with Daughter. And
Everything
I was driving back from Oconomowoc where my daughter had a softball game, and the Waukesha ESA Suffragettes were victorious, beating the West Dallas Wolves 5-1. But on the way home, and I hope Mike Crudy's not listening, but I actually I cheated and went over to NPR, and Rufus Wainwright was the guest. And he comes from a long line of folk artists on both sides of his family. It was a really great interview, and we'll have to get him here in Walk Radio, or in one of our...
Don, do you perhaps mean Loudon Wainwright, the singer of this song, as opposed to Rufus Wainwright?
It is Loudon, yeah. But Rufus is dad. I think Rufus is his dad.
Yes, very good.
So, but thank you. Yeah.
Fantastic.
You know, I was like, it didn't sound like the same guy singing Daughter, but same family, same lineage, you know. So it's kind of like the Carter family in country. That's who the Wainwrights are in folk. But it conjured up a lot of wonderful memories of when I was first dating my wife, Melissa. That song was featured in a movie that we really had a lot of fun with. And just a lot of memories when our daughters were that young, playing in the water. And so big shout out to my wife, Melissa. Love you. And also happy birthday to her dad, Rick. Rick Zanin celebrates another birthday, another lap around the sun. And so we had a great time last night. After the game, we went to Steel Tank Brewery in Oconomowoc. And Dave Barron, the owner, is from the area, grew up in New Berlin, but spends a lot of time in Waukesha. And fantastic fish fry. I thought Neighbors and some of the other local places are the best fish fry. You have to, if you're ever out in Oconomowoc, like for a Dock Hounds game or something, check out Steel Tank Brewery. Say hi to Dave for us. And so many other great things on the menu, too. So got to get back there. But we got so much going on here with our libraries. Oh, my heavens. So before the break, Paula was mentioning all the different programming. And I was like, and then during the break, I said, this sounds like I was listening to the lineup for Friday Night Live. Like,
Right.
There's a party going on there at our libraries.
Oh,
So-
it's buzzing
Yeah.
every day. Yes, we want everyone to come in and register for the reading program.
Yep.
It's free. It's easy. All you have to do is read. And after just 5 hours of reading, you receive a free book that's yours to keep.
Love it.
You're not borrowing a book. You're earning a book. And
Fantastic.
you get to choose off a great selection. We've got really popular titles for everyone.
So neat.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Hey, so yeah, because my guest maybe about a month ago now was Shannon Ishizaki from Orange Hat Publishing and 1016 Press.
Oh.
And they've got like 500 titles to their credit. And some really great books. And again, I think Anastasia will have to look it up for, but one of the titles was an artist from, I think it was from Waukesha, was a World War II vet that actually fell out of a plane 4 miles in Germany and survived.
What?
Yes,
And,
so we're thinking of Tailspin by Mr. Armbruster.
Armbruster. So yeah,
Armbruster.
so see if you have that in your library yet. But I can't wait to read that.
Oh, wow.
That's
yeah,
fantastic. So I
incredible
promised
story.
Shannon I'd buy a copy from them too. But that's so many great stories here, just right here in Wisconsin. And speaking of stories, I know Johnny's been waiting patiently from the farmers market. Is that correct, Anastasia?
That is correct. You have him on the line
Johnny,
now.
we hardly knew ye. What's going on, man?
Well, hey, Don, I just wanted to mention a couple of things before we get Sarah on the line.
Sure.
Robin stopped over from the city of Waukesha.
Love it.
And, they do the Riverside Rhythms.
Okay.
And that's a summer lunchtime concert series.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
just want to give our listening audience a little heads up on that. It's a beautiful venue. It's right on the riverfront.
Wow.
They do a lunchtime thing from 11:30 to 1. It's at 29 Riverfront Street. And that's
Nice.
It's a great venue, Don, for the
Okay.
folks that are working in the downtown area.
Wow.
Or if you're not, it's just a fun thing to do. So keep that in mind, folks.
I will.
And I'm gonna hand off the phone here to Sarah the author.
Sarah the
and you two
author.
can chat a little bit,
Love
okay?
it.
Here you go.
So we've got produce for the soul in addition to produce for your tummy at the farmer's market, right? Sarah, how are you? Great to hear from you again.
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Sarah was my guest right before the farmer's market began. So I think that was like end of April, and she was helping promote the farmer's market. But Sarah, say hi to Kelli and Paula from our libraries. This is Sarah, the author.
Hi.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Kelly and Paula. How are you?
So what's
Great.
what's selling from your booth today? I know you got some great titles. One of them was how to cook for people who watch too much TV or something. Did I get that right? It's something you gave me a copy, and
Sarah's
my wife and I love it.
Sarah's cookbook for people who would rather watch TV than cook.
There you go.
Nice.
So
I could use that.
some really great cooking hacks in there. So a lot of fun. Really great stuff. How,
Awesome.
That's a good way of putting it. Cooking hacks rather than
Yeah.
I'm a super lazy cook and here you go.
That's right. So what's going on over there? What's hot at your booth today?
I'm sorry. What?
What's going on at the farmers market today from your perspective?
Oh, from my perspective, it's beautiful. I mean, first of all,
Yeah.
happy summer. Here we are.
Yeah.
A lot of folks down here. We're just getting going, so that's exciting.
Terrific.
And I'm hoping a lot of literary folks come down and check out my booth
Sounds
with
great.
all my books.
Good deal. So yeah, we'll have to do a little meetup at the library one of these days because we were talking about doing a walk radio event there, and so who better to
That would
have
be
as
awesome.
a co-host with me and Johnny than Sarah the author? So
That'd be really
Yeah.
along with Kelly and Paula here, so a lot of exciting things
Let's
going
do
on
it.
as this community becomes so much more connected.
right.
And learning so much
Very much
already.
so.
Yeah. So, hey, Sarah, I'll let you get back to it. Thanks so much for being on my show and then also from taking
bet.
this phone
Thank
call here
you.
at the farmer's market. And we hope to see you over there, hopefully today, if not next Saturday.
All right, 8
All right.
to noon. We're here every Saturday.
8 to noon at the farmer's market. Sounds great. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks so much.
All right. Johnny, are you back?
Okay, Don.
All right. Hey, we'll let you get back to it. Thanks so much for sharing, especially about the Riverside. What was that called again? The live concert series?
It's the Riverside Rhythms in downtown Waukesha.
Riverside
And
Rhythms.
it's
Love
such a
it.
beautiful setting. It's right on the Fox River, man.
Nice.
It's so cool. I love going down there when I'm in town and I got the time to do it. So
The broad,
please
majestic
take
Fox
advantage
River.
of that. And they got food
sure will.
venues. Yeah.
Good.
There's food venues down there too every time. So it runs through August 30th. So
Wow.
take advantage of it, folks.
Sounds
Okay.
great. Hey, Johnny, thanks so much, and enjoy the rest of Farmers Market, and we'll probably be catching you later.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. See ya.
All right. See ya.
All right. So, Johnny Watermelon at the Waukesha Farmers Market. You know, there's information overload, but I feel like, especially with my two guests here, that this is more like an information smorgasbord or buffet. They're learning so many great things this morning, and so grateful for all the people in our community, especially Kelly and Paula from our libraries. I just called you like Kella.
Kella,
Sorry.
I like
Oh.
that. Nice.
Our-
like
our ship
Bennifer.
name.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Love it.
All right. So we did summer reading program. We had some adult programs. And I know we're missing. Oh, you made a key point that big, beautiful building Andrew Carnegie funded is just one that's kind of the main campus. But there's 24 other 24 total libraries in our system.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are proud to be a part of the Bridges Library System. So that includes all of the libraries in Waukesha and Jefferson County.
Wow.
So yeah, you can take your Waukesha Public Library and hit up any of those 24 libraries.
Yeah.
And actually this summer there's a fun passport program offered through Bridges Library
Oh, cool.
program or
Neat.
Bridges Library System.
Okay.
So if you go to different libraries, you can get your passport stamped, and then if you
Neat.
hit up enough of them, you can actually submit your passport for a really cool grand prize. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
we want people traveling to all the libraries in the system and checking them out.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
I love it.
If the Waukesha Library doesn't have the book you're looking for, we'll get it from one of the other libraries, and it'll just get shipped over to us for you.
And so here's a testimonial from a very satisfied customer. I was looking for a rare book. I heard about it on NPR again. Sorry, I hope Mike's not listening. But it was called The Wisconsin Kruger Family Tragedy. And it was about a family, a German-American family, and this was like right around World War I or the tail end of World War I. Oh, yeah, no, it was during World War I because none of the sons would register for the draft. No, they were drafted, but they wouldn't serve. And back then there was a prevailing attitude that for many Americans that if it wasn't happening, on land, if the homeland wasn't being threatened, that they couldn't justify fighting overseas. And so it had nothing to do with their German heritage, but the locals didn't necessarily see it that way. And it's just, unfortunately, there were some murders and some, with some of the town's, authorities and townspeople. And, this happened here in Wisconsin. But anyway, you guys arranged to borrow it from, I think it was one of the Jefferson County libraries so that I could read it. And so it's like any rare books you're looking for, anyone doing research or just have a real passion for history like I do, definitely put that in your tickler file as a great resource, from our great library system. So, and, I'm inclined to believe, too, that there's so many young people that are positively impacted by our libraries, and that would include the newest members of Waukesha South's Act 30 Plus Club. These junior students scored a 30 or higher on their ACT, which is an incredible achievement. It's a perfect score. The perfect score is 36. So, this is fantastic. I want to read these names off right now. It's Pelham Hasler, Logan Schmidt, All-State goalkeeper Charlie Morose, and basketball star, Connie Learman, Delaney Premau, that's Premeau, Premau, I think I got that right, Siddhant Shah, Reed Miller, the from the two-time state champion mock trial team, and tennis star, Preston Butcher, Benuth Nanayakaran, and Dante Herrera, who I believe is a member of the defending state champion esports team. So congratulations to, that's 10 students. And as you can tell from a few of those names, some very well-rounded young people. So I got to believe they spent some time in our libraries growing up and continue to the present day. And then another shout-out just down the street from Waukesha. Congrats also to Catholic Memorial High School's class of 2023, who is receiving $18.8 million in college scholarship offers with a combined 3.69 GPA. And 59 honor roll students consistently every semester. And to give you a little background, I have a niece that attended the Duke Ellington School of Performing Arts, the Magnet High School in Dallas. And the class that graduated before her had like 3 or 4 students that were selected to Juilliard. First high school ever to have that many students from one class. But that graduating class, CNN did a report on it, that graduating class received $33 million in scholarship. So to give you a perspective of what CMH and that student body has achieved, that class, that's very significant, and congrats to them. So, but, again, I think it's a reflection of the great work that Bruce Gay does, and Kelli and Paula and the rest of your team at our libraries on putting this together. Paula, what inspired you to become a librarian?
That's a great question. I think it loops back to what you're saying, Don, about going as a kid, loving the library.
Yeah.
My parents took us every week. My
Nice.
local library was the Wauwatosa Public Library.
Oh, cool.
And then I worked there as a teen, as a shelver.
Wow.
When I went to Madison, I worked for Dane County Library System as a college student. And then I worked for Milwaukee Public Libraries for a while when I was in library school. And then I landed up here at the Waukesha Public Library.
So it's all about following your dreams and your passions,
Absolutely.
If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, right?
This is true. Yep.
and
happy to go in every day.
And, and a whole range of adventures from setting off the alarm this morning and dealing
Yes.
with the local authorities.
Yeah,
and,
there is never a dull moment.
So,
yeah.
But also, too, you had mentioned some of the events you have for kids. There have been lockdowns Like
Oh,
parties?
lock-ins.
Lock-ins, excuse me. I shouldn't say lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened this morning.
A little different, yeah.
But then you also had there's adventures for stuffed animals.
Yes, yeah.
In the past, it was a fun program called Stuffed Animal Sleepover, where the kids would bring their stuffed animal to the library and leave it with us in our care. And then overnight, their friends would go on these adventures, and we would chronicle them with Polaroid photographs of their teddy bear, perhaps reading a graphic novel.
Sounds great.
And then they pick the stuffed animal up the next morning, and it was a lot of fun.
Sounds
this
great.
summer we're going to have lots of fun programs for kids too. We have story time outside in Cutler Park every Monday and Wednesday.
Every Monday. Okay.
And Wednesday
Very cool. Sounds
at
good.
11. Yep.
Hey, we're going to go to a break, but let's hear more about that when This Week in Waukesha continues. And don't forget, my guest next week is lacrosse phenom Claire Jelassic from Carroll and her coach, Coach Hodge. So don't go away. This Week in Waukesha continues.
Stand over you and your little lost dreams. Shot through paper.
Hey, we're back This Week in Waukesha. This song, I believe, you're hearing for the first time. It's Cole Gallagher from Cole Gallagher and the Lesser Saints. And this song that he just released was had a big mention on Rolling Stone, so congratulations to Cole Gallagher. Why are we mentioning Cole Gallagher? I've been following this young star. His father's a childhood friend of mine, but Cole's mother's family, his grandmother, comes from Waukesha, and he shouts out Waukesha all the time and considers himself part of the Les Paul heritage here, and a brilliant young musician. We look forward to seeing more things about that. But check that out. You'll find it on YouTube. It's Cole Gallagher, Lines in the Sky. Great song. You'll hear it, the tail end of it when we come to the end of the show. But we're back with Kelli and Paula from our libraries. But real quick, just some notes here. The city council will be holding a vote on the District 9 aldermanic seat vacated by Mike Payne at this Tuesday's meeting. Mike moved out of the district, so he had to vacate the seat. The candidates include Daryl Enriquez, who was also the county supervisor for the district, and Paul Wateska. Daryl is also, he wrote for, I believe, the Journal Sentinel and was a freelance writer for the Freeman. So I know you've seen his name before. And also, the city council will be revisiting the hotly contested chicken ordinance that includes a recent lawsuit that was filed against the city on May 8th from a local flock owner named Cheryl Betcher. And, as an alderman, that came across many meetings I was involved in, the chicken ordinance issue. And it's good. It's good politics. It's good discussion because there are people that are still committed to this agrarian tradition that we have here in Waukesha. And it's interesting debate, and I know I don't know which side I fall on. There's a lot of it. Now that we've become a more densely populated city, I can see where that becomes an issue. But I also know, too, with the vast geography that this city has in the space, that I think there's still some opportunities to raise chickens. But be a great thing to talk about in Jim Santel's show, Morning Cannolis, about the legalities of chicken ordinances. And Jim came in, and he graced my guest with Morning Cannolis. You can hold them up to the live stream, ladies, if you like. From Jim goes all the way to Glorioso's on Brady Street. So thank you again, Jim. Be sure to check his show out that follows mine. And if you're looking for a reason to be on my show, think of the Morning Cannolis. I mean, this is
true.
This
is heaven.
Worth it.
Yes. So thanks again, Jim, and looking forward to checking out your broadcast following mine. So we're back with Kelli and Paula, and we are talking about what were we talking about?
The programming for kids this summer.
Yes, the program for kids this summer.
I mentioned story time.
Story time on
twice
Mondays.
a week.
Twice a week. Mondays and Wednesdays?
Mondays and Wednesdays at 11 in Cutler Park.
Nice.
If it rains, we'll go inside.
Okay.
But, bring a blanket, bring a snack.
I love it.
Listen to some fun stories, and
Sure.
we sing and we dance. It's a blast.
Oh, fun. Are you involved in that too
yes.
as an actor?
Yes.
Great.
I do some of them.
Yeah.
They're always great. We have upwards of 100 people that show up for that. So
neat.
Yeah, there's all the space you
need.
And
the program's already put together for the summer for the different types of stories you're doing?
Oh, yes. We plan.
Neat.
We plan ahead.
Sure.
We're already talking about the fall.
I was hoping to sneak in there to be a guest reader, but maybe next summer.
Oh, yeah. Well,
love that. Yeah,
Well
I love
done.
reading to children. And so, what are some of the different genres you're doing with the kids? Some of the any examples? I mean,
What authors I like to read?
authors and stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Miss Kelly likes to have fun, so I
Okay.
really go for the humorous
Neat.
stories.
Sure.
I love Jan Thomas's books.
Okay.
I love Mac Barnett's picture books.
Yeah.
There are just so many. There, Bob Shea has some.
So geared more
wonderful-
towards the younger audience, right? For their
Yes,
kids. Yeah.
it's
Okay, I
usually
love that. Sure.
ages 5 and
Yeah.
under that show up.
Okay.
But when the big brothers and sisters come along, they just jump right into. 'Cause
Sure.
It's just
Oh, neat.
we're all laughing together. I think even the
Sure.
adults in the have a good time too.
Because I've seen lately, I've seen a lot in pop culture, social media, a lot of references to Judy Blume, who's one of my favorites. In fact, I think they're making a series on one of those channels about. I think is Are You There, God? It's Me,
Yeah.
Margaret. I think it's that one.
Yep.
I never got to read that, but I loved Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing, and then again, Maybe I Won't was probably my favorite book of my childhood. But I was wondering maybe if you do like a chapter a day type of thing for like some of the younger, like close to tween audiences, or if that's something that's been considered.
There are book discussions with school-age kids. We have a couple of members that go in to the middle schools and have book discussions about those chapter books. Yes,
Neat.
but story time is usually geared towards
The little guy.
the littles.
Yeah. Sure, the littles.
We're
Boys
going
and
to
girls.
have shows
Okay.
every Tuesday,
Sure.
starting June 13th through August 1st at 3:30. We're going to have live performances.
Outside in color?
No,
Or inside?
in the
Okay.
children's program room upstairs.
Nice. Okay. That's a great space, too.
Yeah, the first show is a snake discovery. They're bringing reptiles and snakes into the
Wow.
library.
Is that from the Milwaukee Zoo or?
No, it's
different-
the company is called Snake Discovery, and
Nice.
they travel to us, and
How fun.
you'll get a chance to pet
Okay.
a snake if you're
Wow.
so inclined. Yeah, and there's a different performance every Tuesday this summer,
Okay.
and everything's free. So come on in.
I love it. Yeah, and then who doesn't love the free part? So,
I know.
But also just as a reminder, it's free, but it's supported by us, the public. Like
Yeah,
this
it's
is
your
just,
library.
Just like our Parks and Rec, our library is a great example of our tax dollars hard at work and bringing so much benefit to the community. So, and
Indeed.
just real briefly, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, but there's been discussions nationally about banning books from school libraries and public libraries, and it conjures up these old memories of the 40s. And again, have you felt as a public library? Have you felt any of that pressure locally, or has that ever come across? Good.
No.
All right.
Not at the
love to hear
Waukesha
it,
Public
and
Library.
yeah, and so
every
good,
once in a
because-
while a book is
Yeah.
discussed, but it's on a
Good.
one-on-one
Yeah.
basis, and
So.
we just say libraries are for everyone.
To everybody, inclusive
Right.
community, and a great chance to further your own education, your own enlightenment. So
That's right.
terrific. So, in the 2 minutes we have left, what do you want our guests to know about? Our audience to know about that we haven't mentioned that they got to take advantage of at our libraries.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I mean, what I say, go to the website because it's so
everything
much.
we've talked about is on the website.
Yeah.
I just say you need to come in and check out the Waukesha Public Library because so many changes have happened.
Yeah.
We just remodeled the first floor. We now have a maker space with 3D printing opportunities,
Okay.
a laser cutter, a Cricut machine.
Nice.
We are soon launching a recording studio. If
Okay.
you want to do your own podcast, you can come into the library and book the recording studio.
Fantastic.
We have a demonstration kitchen. We have
Okay.
this awesome, huge program room. We are circulating board games now.
Wow.
We have
Yeah,
a puzzle
puzzles.
exchange. Yeah,
Nice.
it's just a whole world of things.
Love
and
puzzles.
I don't think people realize
Sure.
Absolutely.
what the library has to offer.
Okay. Well, folks, you've heard it here, and great, especially with the summer, and we have those rainy days. I can't think of a better place to spend a nice summer rainy day than at our libraries. Kelli Cramer, Paula Mason, Waukesha Public Libraries, thanks so much for joining us. Next week, again, my guest is Clara Jelasic, lacrosse phenom, and her coach Hodge from Carroll University. Morning Cannolis is next with James Santel. Enjoy this beautiful Saturday, and remember, safety is everyone's responsibility. Thank you again, ladies.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you. This was fun.
Yeah.
Thanks
I'm
again,
hungry.
Waukesha, for joining us. Yes. See ya.
Bye.
Hi.
In my dreams, don't you know?